2 fucking o'clock. Come here.
Get your hand off me.
Come here.
What?
Where were you?
I'm not talking to you about this. I'm not talking to you about this. Get your hand off me.
Who was there?
Get your hand off me.
Who was there? Tell me who was there.
People are looking at us.
I swear to God, I swear to God.
People are looking at us. Will you get your hand off me? Stop there. People are looking at us. What's wrong with you?
Honestly, we're fine.
I'm grand, thanks.
Okay, because someone will call the police if you carry on doing that to someone.
Okay.
If I don't, someone else will.
Okay. It's perfectly fine.
You don't have to put up with that, honey.
Okay.
Either way.
Thank you.
My office is there. You're definitely all right.
Yeah, I am.
Just come knock.
I'm grand, thanks. What do I do what? Do you ever listen to me?
Chrissy, stop that. You're crazy, man.
Manic. I've been talking at you for the last 10 minutes and you haven't listened. You haven't gotten into fucking what I've been saying to you. But you're fucking not even listening to me. That's what. Why do I push you like that? Because you won't fucking respond to me about any, you won't listen to me. You think you're fucking all manly.
I wasn't.
No, you can't be. No, you can't be. Don't try and fucking walk away. Stop. Listen to me when I'm talking. Don't try and fucking walk away from me. Stop it. Was it fucking bullshit? What is fucking bullshit?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with me? There's nothing. Don't give me that shit, okay? Pathetic. You're so fucking pathetic.
Intense. Intense.
My blood is hot.
Right. As you saw, there were 2 scenarios there. One with a man, one with a woman. What was the difference? And why was there a difference, do you think? With the way the public reacted?
I think it's actually quite sad. The difference is no one came to the man's aid. There was a part where a lady had, majority of the women in that scene were laughing, also alongside with the men as well. I kind of think it's quite shameful to see that it's not taken seriously, although she was doing exactly the same thing in the reverse roles. No one came to his aid. No one thought it was anything serious. It was, I guess it's a pure example of what goes on in every day.
Do you think it's okay to hit? Do people generally think that society thinks it's okay for men to suffer from physical abuse from women?
Yeah, I believe so.
Mm.
I feel like people feel like...
Talking to the mic?
Sorry, I feel like people feel like it's not as deep as if a woman was to hit a man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to run that part again. What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think society thinks it's okay for men to go through physical abuse? Because we saw there...
It's justified. I think the way it's seen is if a woman does it, it's not seen as heavier.
That deep, yeah.
And it's put across like that because, they are deemed as,
the fairer sex.
And they always ask, what did he do?
Yes.
To deserve it?
Yeah.
Right.
There's no questions asked on the other way around.
Yeah,
you deserve better than that,
Yeah, like if a girl's going crazy, it's always like, what did he do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do girls always say? What did he do to make her go crazy?
Yeah.
But no, you're just crazy. I don't.
And one of the lines from there I think was quite interesting is that the guy came and said, "Oh yeah, you deserve better than that. You don't have to take that." But no one said that to the man. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what, does a man have to take it?
I think it's what's put out there. A man has to take it. I think it's seen as now, if a woman does anything of that nature, we are automatically, by default, expected to accept that. Because at the end of the day, if we don't, there's going to be tons of other people with a similar kind of traits. And it's not going to get any better. So we have to kind of be content with the kind of treatment we're receiving and just hope for it to improve. You understand? And that just depends on the kind of guy you are. Moral coding. And I guess it's what was pushed out there for the man to be weakened.
Right.
To accept it. To
I don't think it's weakened.
Yeah, I think it is for a man to be weakened, because at the end of the day, I don't think anybody should be hitting anybody. I think violence is violence. At the end of the day, I've had this conversation with a few people. You know, say, oh yeah, the girl's weaker. She's not as built as you. A man is built with muscle. Then I say, okay, let's put a gun into the equation. I know that's a bit extreme, but if someone picks up a trigger, you know, a female picks up a gun, a guy picks up the gun, they both pull the trigger, it does the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, if you go up to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and you punch him, no one's gonna be mad, or no one's gonna feel bad for you when you get punched back.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be punching him, but yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like girls, like if the argument is that the girls are weaker, like then you could say the thing. If a weaker man goes up to a stronger man and hits him, do we feel bad when he gets hit back? No, but it's kind of weird because
kind of seen. I guess it would be seen as bullying then in that aspect.
What do you mean? So like
because someone your own size, if you're saying a weaker man.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the weaker man picks a fight with the bigger man and then the bigger man hits back, nobody feels bad for the weaker man because he picked the fight. But for some reason with women, it's not the same. Like if a woman picks a fight with a man and it's hitting a man, but if she gets hit back, people...
Yeah. Because in that scenario that we saw, if the man was to retaliate, during that time...
People would have came up.
Right.
It's a different ball game.
Yeah, but the chances are if I was to punch you and you punch me back, you're going to hurt me a lot more. And I'm not justifying it, but that is truth. You know, you are the stronger sex. So I'm not saying that I don't go around punching men and I wouldn't. But because as a woman, I know that if I did and he hit me, the chances are he's going to hurt me. Like the domestic violence statistics are...
I'm with you and I'm not with you. You have a point, but then at the end you spoke on the narrative of you're weaker because you're a woman.
Yeah.
But that is biological, is it not?
But we could take the same example with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like he's huge biologically, and so if a skinny man picks a fight with a big man and he punches back, nobody feels bad for the skinny guy.
Of course, but domestic violence over here, a woman's dying every 3 to 4 days.
I think it's everywhere.
Of course, but I'm talking about the UK, so I don't know what the opposing argument.
So, most domestic violence is mutual, so both parties are hitting each other, but one-sided abuse is actually more common for men to be hit one-sided than women to be hit one-sided.
I've actually got some statistics for domestic violence when it comes to women and men. Against men specifically, because I've gone to the National Centre of Domestic Violence, right? And it actually says this: male victims. A finding was mirrored in an annual crime survey for England and Wales, which found a quarter of all domestic abuse crimes in 2018 to 2019 were committed against a male victim. In the same year, 16 men died at the hands of their partner or ex-partner, compared with 80 women. The crime survey stats also showed that 3.8% of men, which is equal to 786,000, were victims of domestic abuse in 2018-2019.
See,
I'd be very interested in that video, except having a woman that was bigger than the man.
Right.
Do you think that was done typecast? Like, do you think that was done deliberately just to?
Probably.
No, I think they just got who they could to play the roles. But it would be interesting if you had a woman, say Ronda Rousey, right? Ronda Rousey bullying a smaller dude. You can't make the argument that if Ronda Rousey punched you, it wouldn't hurt. Innit?
No, of course, but how many?
She's trained.
How many women are built like that though?
Well, you know, that's what I'm saying. But it'll be interesting to see how this logic lines up when you have a woman that's more physically imposing. Because I guess the idea with that video is that the man is obviously going to be the more physically dominant one. Right. So he can take more, and whenever he wants to, he can finish the situation. And so that's why it's more tolerated.
So would you say that is a misandrist type of view?
No, I think it's just based on reality.
Okay.
Like the guy, like if he wants to beat her up, he could. Like it's not like she's physically stronger than him. It only changes if when you have a woman who's physically stronger than a man. I would like to see whether society holds that up in the same lens. Like would that be bullying? I don't know. Could you say the woman should like sustain more, should be more patient because the guy is weaker than her, and you know this that? Would they put the same responsibility on the woman to be the more mature, more patient kind of part of that would be very interesting to me.
So before we was talking about misandry and what it means, like do you think that the society's become more misandrist?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't
Because
think
misogyny is
she's
spoken about a lot, isn't it? Like we speak about misogyny, men are misogynists, you know, and there's a lot of talk about misogyny when it comes to the whole feminist movement. But I can see, from what I can see that misandry's kind of taken more of a foothold now over misogyny. I can see women actually hating men and hating on men. Men are trash, men are dogs, men are this, men are that. Like, why are you smiling and laughing?
What do you expect? That it's a consequence of misogyny. That's where it comes from. If you take that out of the equation, then you won't get so. I don't think it's, as a woman, I know full well it weren't ingrained in me to hate men, but as you grow up and you see them act a certain way, then you're going to have an opinion of them. I wouldn't go swimming. I wouldn't go swimming in Australia. Even if there was one shark attack, I wouldn't go near it because I know the consequences. But yet, as women, we're expected to still trust men that hurt us.
Well, what? Okay.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean?